Can I start the intro?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to the Young Adults Podcast, the hub for spreading love, knowledge, and leadership.
Missing one of our key pieces today.
Yeah.
So
he's here with us in spirit. Yeah. But I'm Kirk the Guide at Kirk the Guide Games on Instagram, Kirk the Guide Games on YouTube, Twitch, all of that, and also Dating Musician on Instagram.
I think his is Barry.Walker _ on Instagram. I'm not sure. If you look up Barry Walker, you see the shit. But Lawrence _ Mitchell _ on Instagram, law.andy on Snapchat, and _law.andy _ on Twitter. You wanna get into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Cut this dead space. This dead air time over here. Uh-oh. Okay, so one of the requests I got.
Yeah, keep going.
You good?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. One of the requests I got was dealing with rejection.
All right.
So for all, like you mentioned a little bit earlier, like all aspects of it, maybe job, sports, or relationship.
Rejection is it's a terrible thing that you have to deal with throughout your whole life. And unfortunately, a lot of it has to do with how your parents raised you. Mm-hmm. How did they have you deal with rejection? I was kind of spoiled as a kid. Like, I wasn't the spoiled kid that was always asking for something, but I pretty much was comfortable. Mm-hmm. And my mom would just give me stuff.
Right.
Like, you don't even gotta ask.
Right.
So, then I wanted stuff, but I think I was spoiled in the sense of, I just don't like being told the word no.
Yeah. I don't think anybody like it, but it's just, I grew up a little bit kind of like that. It's just when my mom and my dad had it, they gave me a little piece or whatever, break me off a little bit. But my dad, he made sure me and my two sisters was comfortable with getting told no, because he knew the society we growing up in. Chances are you're gonna get told no a lot, and either that's sports, job, relationship, anything like that of that sort. So yeah, it's bad, but it's just something I feel like you definitely got to get over, especially like depending on where you grew up, you know, what your ethnicity is, and certain that all those play a key role in it.
Yeah, you got to realize, okay, I might feel this way towards the word no. You got to find out why you might feel that way towards it, and then you just got to fix it. And once you find out the trigger, then you can learn, all right, this makes me angry. Like,
right.
Let me speak for me. Mm-hmm. Like, whether it's a relationship, me trying to ask a girl out hypothetically, or hypothetically speaking, trying to ask a girl out, mm-hmm. or a job interview, or asking somebody to do something for me. I generally, if it's like something that's helping me align my goals, like a job interview, let's start with that. I take that no and I use that anger as fuel. Oh, yeah. All right. What did Odu say? I forgot his name. He said, one no is just, you all right, that person's just out of your way now. On to the next person.
Right.
Or on to the next thing. Don't get caught up on the no, mm-hmm. and don't get in your feelings about the no. So that's how I kind of approached everything.
I kind of, in a way, I kind of sculpted it to be like, prepare yourself to be told no. So it's like, rather be prepared than have to use something. Like, if you know the saying. I forgot it word for word, but I prepare myself to be told no. So if something happens, it's more of I like it being a little bit more of a surprise and expecting it to go right, and then it goes south, and then it's like, damn, I wasn't expecting it. So I look at it in that sort. So just to prepare myself a little bit for what could go worse, and to how to get over it.
That's Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V. He was like, that's another thing that I started living by. He was like, don't nobody owe you
nothing.
Basically shit. Don't nobody owe you nothing.
A lot of people don't like to accept that.
Right. So when you operate off of don't nobody owe me nothing, every time somebody do something for you,
you just take it and keep going.
Yeah, and you take it with the most gratitude as possible.
Right.
Because you wasn't expecting it.
Right. That's how you should go into it, not expecting something. Because when you go in with high standards and then you get let down, then it's just a little bit more painful to what it should be.
And it's all under your control.
Definitely, that's just how you. And it does play a lot with how you were raised, or how you feel, or how you your outlook on what plays out, what goes on during your life, and today's what's going on in today's society. Definitely. So the next topic is, do you feel okay? So you can cut this out when we talk about this, but you got getting out of depression. What is your definition of success? How to choose the right people in your life? Social media influence on your life, and how do you value money and happiness? What you want to go to next?
I feel like a good segue into
Get
happiness.
Happiness. Which one? How do you value money and happiness, or how do you get out of depression?
And happiness, and then depression.
Okay.
So, money and happiness. They say money is the root of all evil. They say money don't make you happy. They say a lot of things, and I do feel that happiness is intrinsic. Certain things can bring you joy, like physical things can bring you joy, and I feel like joy is a quick emotion. Joy is like that, but happiness is like a way of life.
I remember, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I remember you mentioned, we was on the phone, I forgot what day was it, maybe 1 or 2 days ago, and you was like, you feel like money can just cause a distraction, short-term distraction.
Yeah, money, that I feel like, it could bring you joy, and joy is a distraction. Joy is like that. Like, I could be starving at home, get $30 in my pocket, and then go to TGI Fridays or something. It still ain't no food in the refrigerator, but eating in that moment, it brought me joy. Definitely. It brought me what I needed, like that.
Right.
I feel like happiness, though, would be
filling the whole refrigerator up and being able to eat for over a period of time, instead of just being a quick satisfaction. Or
I was gonna that's you can look at it like that. I was gonna say happiness would be just being content, not necessarily content, because I feel like when you're content, you don't want to move forward. But being like it is what it is, with the situation of being no food in the refrigerator, like doing something about it, but not causing the situation to bring you down.
Right.
Happiness is a way of life, and it's the act of not letting situations bring you down, staying in high spirits. That's what I feel like happiness is. And I feel like money and stuff can bring you joy. Money is important, of course. Right. And I don't feel I feel humans are the root of all evil. I don't feel we created money.
Right. So we're gonna
humans are the root of all evil. Yeah. So we could just kill that right there. If humans just was off the face of the earth today, the earth would just heal.
Right. Go back to what it was already before we
already was doing. Nothing's going to break down if we go. So I feel like humans are the only things that can be evil, and some of us can be the root of evilness.
So you feel that we just made money so important that it became what
it's like, almost synonymous with humanity.
Yeah. So it's just we made it too much of a necessity, and depending on a piece of paper with a value on it that is just
pretty much, because it's like if a person, money buys you clothes. If a person is in disarray and doesn't look good, they must not have money.
Right, that's how we look at it.
Yeah, and we're going to look at them as less than. Somebody with money is going to be dressed nice. We're going to know, oh, they got money.
Right.
They must be better in some aspect of life. I feel like that's how humans look at each other. So it's almost has become synonymous with humanity, which is why we can say that money is the root of all evil.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it straight. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. There's so much things that money can solve right now, but I don't feel like that's necessarily just joy. I feel like if you get a certain amount of money, that it can bring you a life full of happiness. But obviously on a mental level, because I be seeing these things on Twitter and stuff like that. It was like, would you rather live here, and like live in a mansion or whatever, but you gotta live by yourself, or live with one other person, or would you just rather live at your house with all your family, stuff like that?
And have money?
Yeah. No.
Or not, and not
no,
have
you just
money?
live with. So you either live in a mansion with one other person, or you live in your house.
Can it be my girlfriend?
It could be whoever you want it to be.
I'll take the money in the house.
The mansion?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of people, they, I feel like they make it a little bit too deep. It was like, you can blurt that out. Anyway, money does, I feel like it can cause happiness. I'm gonna just be real with you. I see what people say a lot of the time. Obviously, you can't, money brings a lot of greed and it shows you a lot of people's true colors and how people act around.
Money is power, and power corrupts it, definitely.
Yeah, no, it does, definitely. And that just, money exposes a lot of, so this one tweeter was, money doesn't change you, it just makes you more of who you already are.
Yeah, if you was a stingy person with
you gonna be stingy if you spend your last dollar on some jeans while you know you don't got it, when you get that money, you gonna blow it on some jeans when you know you got it. So it's gonna be a reoccurring door. But nah, I feel like in certain situations, it could definitely bring you a lifelong happiness. Not on a mental level. I feel like it'll ease some of the stress that you will be going through already.
But it's gonna bring more money, more problems, though. Literally.
Yeah, that too.
More money, more problems.
But I feel like I would rather deal
with money problems.
I don't think. But what you talk about, money problems or problems like in general, like
I'm
people,
talking about
like
problems
people,
that money bring.
As far as what?
Fake friends, fake people.
But I feel like if you got
family,
if you know who you are without money, I feel like.
But money is power, and power.
I understand that, but I feel like, so you telling me if you got $1 million, you gonna change right now? Obviously you gonna change like immediately. Don't be facetious, nigga.
No,
if you gonna change immediately. You gonna cut. I mean, obviously you gonna stop associating with the people because you gonna have the financial stability to do what you want and not have to listen to anybody because you stuck under a certain situation where you don't got as much voice as you would like. But it's not gonna change you. Is it?
I do feel like it would change me. I feel like
you telling me something new there.
Because I feel like it would bring out the worst in me.
Really, you really do think that?
Because I don't like people.
Right.
So I will literally have it set up to where I can deal with only the people I want to deal with.
Right, but you do that now.
Right, so I'm gonna do it with money.
But you said it's gonna bring out the worst in you. That's not the worst in you. It's gonna make you, like I said, more of who you already are. Because it's gonna be on a broad scale. People gonna be looking at you like he a millionaire. He's supposed to act this way. He's supposed to act that way. But if you act the same way that you know you act, then it don't even matter.
I could probably think of some things that are bad about me that money would bring out.
That it'll make it look worse than it already is.
Or create new problems because it's giving you access to a whole nother level.
Of what?
Like,
obviously financially.
You know, the nerdy dudes that didn't get no girls or nothing, and then they get some money or some power, and now they with all the women. Infidelity.
Right.
I feel like infidelity definitely wasn't a problem when they wasn't with money, but since it gave them access to something new. Having money is going to give me access to the world. It's going to give anybody access to the world.
No, yeah,
I'll be able to travel where I want to travel.
Right.
I'll be able to do what I want to do, basically.
Right.
So it will be up to me. A lot of people don't have that type of awareness to check themselves when they're going around. That's why you got to have other people to check you sometimes.
Right.
No matter how grown you think you are, you got to have somebody check you because we're not always that aware.
Right. Not the people that's just going to kiss butt to you all the time. You got to have the day ones. That's what they're there for. So.
But just when I was filing my taxes, I couldn't imagine being in a different tax bracket.
Right. Just filing $700,000 or more.
Boy, with so many different, when you have 6 different things of time, or it's 6 different incomes coming in, they have different branching things that go off of them that all need to be filed, and you just got to.
And when you get to a certain level of that, you got to, obviously you gonna have an input on what you do with your money, but at that point you can
hire somebody, yeah,
exactly.
But then are they stealing from me? Am I getting the most?
So that is problems that you come with, but
problems.
But you got to look at it. But in certain instances, you got to look at it as pro. You got to look at the pros too, which I think you already highlighted a little bit. Like you get to travel.
Yeah.
You get to do what you want.
I feel like all humans need limits.
Limits?
Yes. Okay. I feel like there should be no billionaires or millionaires.
Not millionaires?
Not even millionaires.
Really?
Be 100,000.
100,000 there.
Yeah. I feel like that is I know I need limits. Don't give me $1 billion.
Yeah.
But also I'm totally content with. Give me just a nice little house out here in
Right.
Brownsburg.
Somewhere to where you on your own and you can do what you want.
Just, 3-car garage. Give me enough money to where if I say I want to do something, I can do it in
not having to worry about going to a job. You can do
Yeah,
it with the
like-
financial freedom to stop and actually focus on it for a little bit.
Yeah, like, what am I trying to say? I don't want to be able to do things in excess. Don't give. I feel like we shouldn't give humans that sounds really bad,
About what?
but I feel like money gives humans the power to do things in excess, and too much of anything is a bad thing. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
So if this was Dalen's world,
It would be no billionaires, no millionaires.
no million. Now, of course, you can work hard, get it how you live.
So could you make it to be a millionaire, or is it a cap where it's like you don't get to get no more money than this?
Yeah, it would
Really?
be a straight cap. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's how I feel. I feel like we shouldn't have humans with that much power. Or that. That's another thing. This is gonna branch off into another
We
thing.
can come back. I got them right here, so we good.
I mean, because I feel like you have billionaires that just spend their money on superfluous things, and millionaires.
So you don't feel like you earn it once you get to that level? Like, if I get it, why not?
Let me think about that one for a second. If I get to that level, I'm not earning it.
Yeah.
I feel like no. I feel like once you get to a Bezos level, like I feel like no, you have thousands and tens of thousands of people making that money for you. So no, you're not earning it. You set up the infrastructure at the beginning, but now you at this level, no, you're not doing no groundwork. You might attend a few meetings here and there. I don't know the life of a billionaire. I'm speculating. But no, they're making that money for you. So at that moment, no, you're not getting it for yourself. There are other people breaking their backs
So what would it take
to
you
do that.
So what would it take you at that level? Once you already set the base, you make it to be a billionaire. You make it to be how much was Duke worth before he cut that check to his ex-wife? $144 billion. $1 billion.
Billions.
Cut her
He was up there. Bro.
Cut her $70 billion or something like that. So he's still stupid.
I think
rich.
either way, he would have still been the richest man in the world, or something like that.
I think he still is. After he cut her that check,
Yeah.
it's like $70 billion. So what do you think at that point? So what would you have to do to feel like you earned it?
That's the thing. If this was Dalen's world, you just wouldn't get there.
Wow.
I feel like everybody.
So would everybody be able to get there?
No.
Okay.
Of course it's not.
So
It's gonna be more people that I just think.
It'd be more. You think it? So you pretty much want it to be more of an even basis where people can't have too much to say so of what's going on.
Too much because money is power.
Yeah.
It's going
So they get to manipulate at the
gonna,
top.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like you can do certain things because you got money.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody. You know, it's certain things that you do is bad.
Yeah.
But you like to do it. That stays the same when you have a bunch of power, and you might abuse that power
A little bit
just
more.
a little bit, but
On that scale,
it's worse. And I just feel like humans in general, a lot of other countries got it. Americans need to get it.
just greed. That's what I don't know. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you to save my life what it is about
our
this
society.
country.
We're very individualistic, and China.
But is that bad?
Yes.
On a large scale, it's bad. But do you feel like when people like I gotta get it for myself? On that scale, that's bad.
Terrible.
Really,
I got to get it for myself is a terrible mindset.
I feel like you gotta have a
more
little bit more
successful.
selfishness though.
You do in this society, yes.
Right.
But I feel like humans were we were better on a tribal level.
Yeah, because everybody had to work together.
Had to
you go
work
to one of
together,
them
yeah.
Countries in like Central America or something, like a lot of those people, the
They're
communities are very close.
communities.
That's like they state that all the money gets recycled back into the community. Everybody's living together, but they grew up like that. We didn't grow up.
Right,
Like-
that's what I was about to say. Like in Japan and China, that's something they stress. You do it for the group.
Right. It's for your family, not nobody else but your family.
It's for the community. So it's like when they're young, there's no custodians.
Pause. Keep that thought. Ain't no custodians. All right, say it again.
When they're young, there's no custodians. They're expected to clean.
Right. Everything is supposed to be
Because
done.
you are in this building, you're using these facilities,
Right.
so you clean. It's just so many things that are done for us, and we just think that it should be done, and we look down on the people that are doing it.
Yeah, that's how I get. And that's how I get to the point where what you mentioned. You said people owe you something. I think it brings it back to that a little bit.
That
Sure.
but yeah, I feel like we need to change up the starts with education, but making it to where we're more community oriented. Like, I was reading this article and it was talking about face masks and how if you're wearing a face mask here, you're looked at as like, oh, he might be sick, or why is it something's wrong with him because he's wearing a mask.
Right.
Because in the article was talking about this dude that was from an Asian country where if you're sick, you wear a mask because you don't want to get the next person sick because you care.
Right. That's just courtesy.
Right.
Like should be courtesy.
It should be, but he was getting talked about real bad at work for wearing a mask. People was making up rumors saying he's sick. He was like, why is it? And he was here in America.
Oh, okay.
And
was that the guy that was in New York, or am I tripping?
I think this was in New York.
Okay, I feel like I seen the article.
But yeah, but that's more of an over there thing. It seems like to not look at somebody.
Everything is done for the next person. That's really how simple it is.
But now they do it's to a fault.
Yeah,
suicide rates are really high
Yeah.
in some of those countries because they don't feel like they should talk about their problems,
right? Because
and what's going on mentally,
right?
Because they don't want to bring the next person down,
right? That's how,
or they don't feel important enough.
Yeah, it is down to a bad point to some extent.
But there's a healthy balance that we can have,
right?
And we're in the best position, I feel, to do it.
Like when Black Wall Street was when they were thriving, it's the same thing like that. Like that, everything was doing for that. It was a Black community. We kind of touched on it in the past podcast. I don't want to get too deep into it, but that's just how it is. And it's bad. It's just dog eat dog world.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with my grandma about that.
About what?
Dog eat dog world.
Mm.
She agreed. Yeah, it is. Because I was talking about how people are price gouging.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what can I price gouge? Like, so I could benefit off of this.
Right.
And she was like, you need to stop thinking about that. That's terrible.
What? So you can
so I can gain money, but off of other people's ignorance. Because I was thinking about going and getting a bunch of mags wholesale. Mask, sanitizer.
I don't feel like that.
Wholesale.
I feel like that's just taking advantage of the opportunity. It's down to a bad point.
But yeah, it's bad because I was going to do it at the expense of other people's hysteria.
But you got to get it. The way it is, you have to get it how you live. That's just how it is.
I mean,
that's just how it is.
The way I was explaining to her is how the world works. So why can't I work that way?
Because then it's if somebody jump off a cliff, are you gonna jump off with them type thing? That's how the older
if it's money down there.
That's why I would say some shit like that. Okay, I'm gonna try to jump to the next one. That was how do you value money and happiness? That was that one. So we're gonna transition to getting out of depression.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to go into
that can kind of piggyback off of dealing with rejection.
Yeah, because rejection. Because I'm more talking about when I'm talking about rejection and depression. I'm talking about what your dreams, goals, and what you want to do as a career.
Definitely.
So, facing a lot of rejection, if you let it get to you, it will get you in a depression.
I can break you down really, really quick.
Really bad. You can feel worthless and hopeless. And I just got out of a depression. I was down bad. And it was from some stuff. Mm-hmm. And a psychologist was like, yeah, you're gonna feel this. And I was like,
talk about this already? I'm not sure.
I think we might have talked about it, but I don't want to get too deep in it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was when I can be honest. It was when I was getting out of the military.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was coming out of the military, and I was talking to a psychologist, and he was like, "You have this, so these next 6 months are gonna be hard."
Yeah, okay, you did tell me about
these next 6 months are gonna be hard. So on top of a bunch of other symptoms it was a really, really bad depression.
Right.
And I'm just now kind of getting out of that. And shoot, I just let time go by. Time is going.
Time depresses people a lot. I feel like a lot of people got a biological clock of how stuff is supposed to go, or they get anxiety when certain things aren't done by a certain amount of time, or if they realize, like,
That's where my depression came from.
I need to get this done by 2 years.
Yeah.
And that builds a lot of anxiety, and that helps to induce a lot of depression.
And that's where mine was. I was so I got out the military, and I was having a conversation with my dad. He was like, "Why are you depressed?" And I was like, "Because I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I feel like I'm behind. I feel like there's a lot of stuff." He was like, "Dude, you're 18 years old.
Kid still.
You're exactly where you're supposed to be.
And
in
a lot
school,
of people would.
and with your mama.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you're supposed to be." And I didn't think of it, but that's exactly how it is. I had a fictional image
Where you're supposed to be by this time.
Mm-hmm. And I wasn't meeting that goal, so it put me in a depression.
But I feel like on a side note, that it's not necessarily bad to think like that. It's just when you let it get to a certain point where you're going backwards more so than you going forward as far as your thoughts, that's when it becomes a depression. So I feel like you gotta know consciously where you want to be. You gotta paint a picture of where you're supposed to be. But when you let a rule or affect how you get there, or you actively getting there, that's when it becomes
when you don't have patience.
Right, because that's exactly what it is. You have to have it now. It got to be done right now. You can't let it wait. And when you wait,
it's gonna happen in time. That's why I'm a lot more relaxed about things.
I noticed that.
Because generally things since November,
mm-hmm.
things have been happening exactly when they're supposed to happen,
mm-hmm.
without me rushing. I take the proper steps necessary, and things fall in line.
That's how it's supposed to happen.
With no rushing
at all.
And it's gonna happen in time. So I don't. Yeah, I started, and that kind of helped me get out of it, and then also just getting back to doing the stuff that I love, picking up other hobbies,
right,
and just realizing that this is just how it's gonna be for right now. It is what it is for right now. It's gonna get better.
When you rush at something, you don't give yourself time to focus on other things because you're so gun-ho set that I got to get this done. And I'm not going to stop even when I do get it done because I'm worried about where I'm going to be in 6 months or 7 months, 8 months. So it's just an ongoing process where it's like I need a break. But it's just time. Time is a lot of things for everybody.
But it also lessens the wounds too. That's all I'm saying. I can't even say I really defeated it. I just let it kind of, I just had to let it go away.
Out of sight.
And then I was like, all of this stuff, with the disease and stuff came out, and then I was like, my friends are here now.
Right.
I'm working now, so I got money in my pocket now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing all right in school. My friends are here. Like,
right.
Shit is really sweet.
You ain't got nothing to worry about. Really.
Shit is sweet, yeah.
So we still kids. A lot of people don't realize that. I mean, you want stuff to be happening like.
That's what it was. I started seeing everybody on Instagram, and I was like, everybody is at home.
Right. So
because they're not more above me. They're not ahead of me.
So you got to think of it even.
School.
You got to think of it even when you're doing something that you don't think that you're doing like that's supposed to be done on time, and you can go look at other people and you like, they sitting at home not doing nothing. So you more in front than a lot of people are, but it's just your will to want to get to something before it's actually supposed to happen. And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
once you let it rule your thoughts, that's when it becomes bad.
You got to be realistic about it.
Yeah.
You got to come up with a realistic plan and set little goals. And then we talked about this a little bit, but moving your own goalpost is self-sabotaging. Unless you truly feel that you need to change paths, don't keep moving your goalposts, or else you're just gonna always feel behind.
Right, because then you're just gonna create a pattern of where I'm not gonna get this done. All right, cool. I'm gonna just bounce going to this one, and that becomes bad
because things take time. Especially so, I started my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
We started this. My baseline for amount of time you put in stuff, especially when it comes to media and entertainment, is 10 years for it to pay off.
Right.
My favorite YouTubers, it took them about 10 years to get to where they at.
A lot of them guys that you watch, they start late, and they in their mid-30s by the time stuff take off.
Right.
And we ahead of that, but it's just you see what they did, you're like, okay, it's supposed to happen.
We're looking at their now.
Right, and when I'm 25, 26, this needs to happen.
Right.
No, you just gotta go with the flow a little bit.
But it's like Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I think he said it took him about 10 years to get to the point where he was at, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like I think
he started popping about 2011, 2000. Swimming pools came out in like 11 or 12.
I think 11. I think late.
Had to have been 11 because it's on GTA 5, and GTA 5 came out 12.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
No, it came out late 11. Yeah.
So it's about 10 years for him to get to where he is now. Now, everybody's growth isn't going to be exponential. It's not going to be like that.
It's going to go slow.
It might take somebody 20 years to get to where he's at.
Right. Some people get it, and it's just that's the power of how the stuff is today. It can really happen overnight. And a lot of people, it's just not feasible for a lot of people. A lot of people think it's supposed to happen overnight. And you got to realize not everybody is going to get the same.
Not everything is going to make you a bajillionaire either.
Right.
Everything, like being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, that's not flashy. It's about, like, sometimes being an entrepreneur is just enough to get food in your refrigerator, the bills paid, and taking care of what needs to be taken care of.
Right. Because a lot of people see it. I'm supposed to have a Lamborghini, a 50,000 square foot house, and stuff like that. A lot of stuff like that is just the knowledge that comes with it and being able to have assets. That's a big part of it.
What you mean?
Like, as far as not necessarily having physical money all the time. Because a lot of people think a lot of money is supposed to come out of a lot of the I mean, obviously that's what you want as being an entrepreneur, for example. But a lot of the assets as far as building connections, networking, and stuff like that, and building the actual knowledge and stuff like that. Maybe you can make a book or create a book or something like that. So that just comes with it, and not necessarily the money part, but that gets you depression wise. Yeah, it helps. But
no, we got to wrap that better back into depression.
Yeah,
because we did start off talking about depression.
Yeah, you just cut this last part out because I don't know what I just said anyway. Yeah, see this right here? Cut.
All right. It's this. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Before we even cut it out, I was one of them dudes. I was one of the guys that when depression came up, it's not that I never was was it empathy? That's the word. Mm-hmm. It's not that I didn't have that about people. I just wasn't somebody that was like, me personally, I wasn't worried about getting it. I actually did have it. And then nobody really know because I'm not that type of person. I like to handle my stuff, keep it in, and I can handle it.
Until somebody breaks it down what it is, then you're like, oh, I was.
Yeah, but but I knew I was consciously. I knew I was. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I knew what it was, but it was like, and then when it hit me, a lot of times, it hit me more so when I was at school than when I was here, because I was real busy when I was here. I had a lot of stuff to do. I was going to school every day, practice, hanging out with my friends, hanging out with y'all, going to see my cousin, all type of stuff. So I didn't really have a lot of downtime to think about it. But there was a lot of stuff that built up over my life that nobody know yet, that I kind of added to that. And I think I got to a breaking point when I was at school, and I broke down one day.
At Cincinnati?
Yeah, it was bad. And a lot of people think it was because I was there, and it wasn't. It was just the fact that I had a whole bunch of downtime after classes and practice was over, and I was sitting down, and I was out at the football stadium one day. This is no lie. Dude, I broke down, bro. I was like, I don't know what was going on. And I'm not about to go crazy or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't about to go, jump off a roof.
No, it was an extreme amount of emotion coming
at one time, but it wasn't just
one thing. You literally don't know what to do with yourself.
No, and I just had to let it out. Mm-hmm. There was nothing else for me to do. And I'm the type of person, I'll go work out, go play the game, go listen to music or something. Let's go run or just something to keep me busy. But I broke down, bro, and it was bad. And I'm like, I knew what it was, but I'm like, I didn't think it was supposed to come out all like this at one time because it just hit me like a cloud. And after that happened, it was like, at this point, I didn't know what to do. A lot of people was just starting to see it. I was looking sad. I was depressed, bro. It was bad. And it wasn't like it was affecting my physical or nothing like that because I was still working out, practicing every day. But it was just you could see it on my face. A lot of people could. I didn't know what to do at all. and I've always been that person that I knew depression was real, but I just didn't think that it was gonna hit me. And I think that's like a lot of
That
people. I
just
feel
goes
like
to
I
show
was
how busy and you've been.
yeah,
this
because I didn't
whole
have no time to think about it. And it just goes to show when you got a lot of downtime. That's what my dad first thing he said was, "Don't let yourself get like sit around." Because I don't think he was saying it for that situation, but just period.
That's how it was in boot camp.
When you get that downtime, your thoughts just start going, and then you
Literally.
start thinking about old stuff, and then it just hits you.
You don't have nothing else to do. You're in a new situation. We stood there for 10 hours. It didn't really dawn on me until I laid down.
That you really hear.
And I was like,
damn.
And then that's all we was doing for the first week is you're just sitting your butt down and waiting in long lines. And that's all they doing. It's a part of the training. They know, I feel like they know that that's what you're going to do. And you got to deal with it. But that's why I feel like we can connect that to social media. Because a lot of people, problem with social media is I don't remember who said this. But somebody said.
Yeah, social media influencers. All right, go ahead.
Social media is just people's highlight reel.
Right.
It's not their trials and tribulations. Not everybody puts that out for everybody to see. So when you going by somebody's highlight reel, you're going to think your life is trash. So that's why it's important to unplug.
Yeah, you
and
have,
be
you
by
detox.
yourself and don't talk to nobody. Be by yourself, be with your own emotions so you can deal with yourself better. I can be alone now.
Yeah.
Like I can be cool. Being alone does not bother me. Like I could be alone, not doing nothing. Right. I could just sit there and not be doing nothing. And I will be okay because I know how to deal with this a little better. Mm-hmm. And people need to like do that. Like that's important. And people don't even realize sometimes social media is affecting you. But if you look at your screen time and you done spent 25 hours on your phone,
that's bad.
And you're feeling some type of way. That's probably something you need to cut out.
Right. A lot of people don't want to consider it being a problem, but that really is a problem. And a lot of the older generation, the older generation, they definitely. My dad definitely let me know it. He was like, "Y'all just stay on your phones."
It's connectivity.
But I don't feel like I have to. I do it. I'm not gonna lie. I do it because of sports. I do it. That's personally. I mean,
I got 10 hours.
I think I got like 5
for this week. 10 hours.
A lot of people, you get out of Twitter, boom, I'm on Instagram. Get out of Instagram, boom, I'm on Snapchat.
Bro, I exit out of Instagram just to press on Instagram again.
Yeah. That's how you know it's like got to a point. A lot of people don't want to consider that a problem. But that's bad. If you can't go without your phone and just sit down. Yeah, it is. I was about to say it, but I didn't think I should have said that. But
no, it's addiction. Whenever you can't do without something, whenever you feel some type of way where you're not doing something, you're addicted. You can be addicted to anything. That's what a lot of people don't want to have.
They don't want to admit about. They don't want to admit it by any means.
Because you have addictions and then you have healthy habits.
Right.
But that's how you could wrap that into that. So you just got to unplug, be by yourself, meditate or pray. I do both.
You got to detox, man.
That way you can just make sure everything is together in your head. Because when you got everything together in your head, it's really hard for people to move you. Right. Really hard for people to try to affect your mental. It's really hard for people to try to shift your mood. Because a lot of people are going to try.
Yeah.
So, and then that way they can't get you out of character.
Right. And then you know how you going to act when certain things happen. And that's when you start playing out certain situations in your head where you like, I would did this or simple things like that. Where I get a lot of downtime, I just be chilling. I don't really think of it like that no more. But it's still a lot of stuff that I think people, I'm going to use me for example, it's a lot more stuff that I'm not explaining it, deal with that I don't try to give energy anymore. Because I think when you give something mental energy, that's when it can overwhelm you. So I just try to suppress it and try to keep it away. But I don't think, it's not in a bad way where I try to where I lash out because it's suppressed or anything like that. I just don't think about it. I don't give any energy. You know what I'm saying?
You don't care.
Yeah. I do, because I feel like at some point in my life I'm gonna get it out, but it's just it's not relevant. So I don't.
It's kind of like Zen. Zen is like the removal. So the book I've been reading, what's that book called? It's called White Pajamas. A Normal Bloke Becomes a Deadly Weapon. It's a book I've been reading. And he is this dude from England, and he's taking this really, really intense form of jujitsu in Japan. And and it's like he's in there with people from around the world. And he said the different ways Americans deal with pain and the Japanese deal with pain is totally different. Right. Japanese in martial arts, like a dude literally passed out and was gone, and the Japanese people didn't move. Like the way they do it is they want you to remove yourself from pain. Like you're not
totally
hurting.
Dismiss it.
Just dismiss it. You like you saying. That's why I said you don't care. Is because you're not giving it energy. You're not paying attention to it. It doesn't exist.
That's what a lot of people problem is.
With us, we like to. He was saying the difference between them is they were very quiet. They only made noises when they were supposed to make noises. But like
for bug flight. So
Americans was like every time they would feel pain or something, they would
express it,
exclaim it out.
They knew
because we feel like, especially in martial arts and stuff, they feel like over here like no pain, no gain.
Right.
But over there, it's like I'm just removing myself from the pain.
Right. It's just straight gain.
Straight gain. But that's why I feel like with what was we talking about?
Depression.
We was talking about something. Well, yeah, you was telling yourself how you don't give it energy. That's what I feel about that. I feel like sometimes you don't gotta show everything attention. If you can't solve the problem right now, then
totally dismiss
leave it alone. Yeah.
Yep. And then that we could tie that in. Well, that we wrapped that up. I mean, you wrapped it up pretty well. What is your definition of success?
Success, being able to do what I want when I want. It's literally that simple.
Okay. Like that's what your definition of you made it is? When people say that, I made it?
Well, yeah, when I made it is I can do what I want when I want to, and I don't got to answer to nobody.
That's real simple. That's the same thing I would say. Yep, and everybody's going to be different. Okay, we are talking about dealing with rejection. And to wrap this up, we're going to talk about how to choose the right people in your life.
I had a good thought about this. What I hate, New Year's. I'm cutting such and so off. I'm cutting these people off.
I know what you're about to say. Why does it take it being a new year for you to even make that situation?
Right, and why, even after you say that, you still dealing with the same people? Or when people say, or when women say, all men are the same. When niggas say, all chicks is the same. Like, I feel like in that regard, when you get your life together and when you do what you're supposed to do, the right people are just going to pop up in your life when you're doing what you're supposed to do.
You attract what you put out.
Right. So if you out here, if you're a scamming ass nigga,
you're going to attract scamming ass people.
You're going to attract scamming ass people. You can't ask for more because you're not doing more.
Right. So they even no standard that you have to have. It has to be just like you. That's what it is.
If you're a toxic female, you're going to attract toxic males.
Or toxic friends.
Or toxic friends. Like, that's why I feel like in a conscious community, they call it vibrations. When you vibrate higher, you're going to find you're going to find other people on that higher frequency.
Right. It's just, you just got to emit that good energy. You got to emit what you want to attract.
Yeah.
And when people see that, like, they're just going to flock.
It's literally the law of attraction. It's not, it's not magic. It's
none at all. It's real
doing
simple.
And you will receive.
Yep. That was real simple.
So with that piece, just if you feel like you got terrible friends or you keep attracting the same terrible people in relationships, it's
time to go ahead and let them go.
I mean, of course, but they're not. That's my thing. They be like, I need to cut such and so off, but you're not gonna cut them off if you're gonna keep doing the same thing. You're just gonna find another person.
So you
that's
feel like
the same way.
So do you feel, if you're in a situation where it's, do I cut this person off or not? Do you think you level up silently and then make that move, or what do you do? What would you do? What would you tell somebody for advice If they's in a situation where they had a toxic best friend or a toxic boyfriend, toxic girlfriend, and it's like
start doing better.
How do you do that without raising any alarms?
Alarms? Well, when people, I say go ahead, start doing better. If somebody's in a relationship and both of the people in a relationship, they waste money on stupid stuff.
Right, then that's a mutual.
They arguing all the time about stupid stuff. The things they do generally are dangerous. Like they're hanging around places they don't need to go. So stop hanging around places you don't need to go. Start being better with your money, and stop giving energy to stupidity. You gonna do that. Of course, misery loves company.
Right.
So they're going to try to bring you back down. Oh, like you think you better, da 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 da.
But if you really about trying to separate yourself, then you really
gonna keep doing it, and then they gonna give up.
Yeah.
That's how the cutting off occurs.
It's naturally. So it ain't even necessarily like get out of my life. It's just once you see yourself doing better, you're not ever gonna want to be around the people that you like. You're gonna look back and like, why was I even?
Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But if you just say, oh, I'm gonna cut somebody off, and then you cut them off, but you're the same person that you are that attracted them in the first place, you're just gonna find a replacement.
Right. I forgot, it was just one tweet I seen. It was like, I'm tired of people announcing what they're gonna do. Just fall back, do it, and then let us see the results. I forgot what it was. It was a tweet.
Yeah. Brother Ben X, he a part of Nation of Islam, but I told you about his analogy. He was about the being pregnant.
Yeah.
So basically he was saying, you not a woman, you gonna know when they pregnant because they're gonna start to show it. And you gonna know there's a baby when she has the baby.
Right.
So it's the same thing with like your ideas, your dreams. People are going to know you're acting on your dream because they're going to start to see it. You won't have to say it.
Right. I think people just got so used to how times is now. You got to announce every little thing that you do.
But sometimes I get excited.
Right, and you want to show it off.
You want to share it.
But that's just people. Okay.
Yeah.
Once every couple months, you go ahead, boom, I'm going to update y'all, boom, boom, boom. People every other week.
But you really shouldn't even have to update them, though. You say, I want to start a business today. Like with this podcast.
Right.
We didn't talk about it a week later and say, hey, we about to start a podcast.
I think we literally said that day.
That day we started the podcast, literally.
Yeah.
And people are going to see. Now, it's people out here to be like, I'm about to get a house. 2 years later, they don't got a house.
Right.
They're talking about they're getting a house because they haven't. It's just, you just do it. You don't have to tell nobody. Sometimes people get excited, but make sure you have a plan in place before you go out telling people your business.
But do you feel like some people have to say, like, have to get it out for them to, like, some people have to be held to that standard once they get it out. You know what I'm saying? So once you say it, it's like, okay, I know people was looking at me. Now I have to do it. Some people are like that, though.
That they think they need to declare it.
For people to hold them at that standard.
So then I feel like
once you get around those good people like that, and if you are that person, then it's gonna be that much easier. Cause say if you give me an idea, put out an idea of what you want to do, I'm not gonna let you not do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Tell me no if you don't give me. So like if you say I want to go get this car by August. I'm not going to let you do nothing that's going to compromise you financially being able to go get a car.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Some people have to get it out so other people can hold them to that standard. Okay, and social media, I feel like it's a place is like, if I get it out and 10,000 people like this now, it's like I can't fail. Some people are. The other people, a lot of people just do it for the fluff because I just want to say it.
I feel like, okay, yeah, if that works for you, that works for you. But also what I got from what you're saying, I feel like you should only have to tell people that affect your life.
Right.
Like, if you're trying to save up to get a car, like I am, I tell people that. So don't ask me for money.
Right.
Because I'm going to say no. Don't ask me to get you shit because I'm going to say no.
Right.
Because I have this goal. Like, I really need to get a car. So I need to get this, and then I feel like you should tell people, that can affect your life.
Especially in me, for example, I ain't going to let you make no unsensible purchases. And I'm going to hold you to that standard that you going to get it. So that just comes with
so
people,
share with your close friends and your family.
right? People that's gonna keep you on track. That's just.
But that goes to another thing. Sometimes you don't, like you said, you don't tell everybody about your relationship.
No,
so
I
they
feel that
don't
100%.
So they don't comment or feel they have the right to comment on it.
No, I feel that 100%.
So,
a lot of
you got that, and then you got some people that just they won't see your vision, so they're gonna try to rein you back in, and they're gonna be down on you, thinking that they're helping you. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta.
So pretty much, don't announce it. Fall back, work, grind. We're gonna see the progress.
People gonna see the fruits of your labor, and then that's gonna be undeniable. They're not gonna be able to say, well, it still might be naysayers, but at that time you already know.
But at that point, you have to have them. Like if you not doing something right, I like to say if you're not doing something right, if you don't got haters, right? I like that saying because at that point, don't nobody trying to knock you down. You're not doing something right. If everybody telling you, oh, you good, yeah, you don't have those people like, okay, you terrible. So I wrapped that one up. That was the last topic.
Yeah. All right.
That was it. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, subscribe, hit the notification. Hopefully, we got our third piece back in the next podcast. We should.
Yeah, just thanks for tuning in. Like I've said before, that's our mission statement. Is we just young people. We don't take ourselves too seriously, but we do got our life experiences, and if it helps the next person, then
that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, and we don't know everything. If you disagree with something we have to say, hit us in the DMs. Maybe it's something we can bring up on the next podcast, or hit us in the comment,
right?
And let us know what's going on. A lot of things. Well, we might talk about women or females. Like,
oh yeah, definitely women. If you're a woman watching it or woman watching this,
say something if you don't agree.
Please, yeah, we need that because we don't want to.
We only talking from our perspective,
right? So please give us feedback, something that y'all would like us to highlight, or something that y'all feel like we highlighted enough, or didn't make a good point on, so we can fall back, hit it, and then come back in the next podcast with a point or anything like that. So yeah. So that's it. We catch you on the next podcast.